Yo, 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 what is going on, COD Familia? It is your boy BN, aka Mr. Kingdom Builder, and today I want to share with you my passionate, hopeful journey on this road to becoming a full-time content creator. And we're going to touch on three things today. One, what is my inspiration for producing content? How did I even get started? Two, what type of content do I produce, and how does it differ from other creators? Three, if you're looking to support by the end of this video, or you were just wondering how you could have supported more than just being a viewer and a subscriber, which we always appreciate, I will give you some information on how to do that. Number one, what inspires me? That was the one. So what inspires me, honestly, and I hope this is the case for every creator, is being able to do something unique. Either unique in that you have a different approach, different tone, different presence, different appeal to the content you're putting out there, and or putting out content that no one else is doing. Right? Kind of finding that void, finding your niche, if you will. And for me, I like to feel that I've kind of hit both, if you will. And maybe that's just me or being confident in myself. And so for the type of content, which we'll get into in a moment, but the inspiration, right? Let me tell you a little brief story here on how I actually got in, or I should say, what was my spark? And one of the, well, I don't know if this was the spark, but this was one spark that I can recall. So when I was playing Rock, I remember getting into jumping and doing jumper accounts and projects. And one of the things when I initially started was I wanted to learn as much as I could, right? So I asked all the questions, I read all the videos, I watched, read blogs, and I just tried to consume as much knowledge as I could to educate myself. And what I eventually found out was that there just really wasn't any videos out there or content out there that gave a full breakdown of how to build a jumper account, as we call it in Rise of Kingdoms, and how to maximize that account from beginning to end in all of the areas. A lot of the videos and pieces of content out there were focused on highlights or TLDRs or only kind of talking about a couple areas of it. And so I thought, well, to me, it just felt as though it was a disservice. Not that the people that were putting out content had any ill intent, but that there really wasn't a level of due diligence being applied here to kind of show you the beginning to end, from account creation all the way up until kind of final kingdom. And so eventually, after I consumed all this knowledge and got to a point that I felt very comfortable on, I made one. Ended up being, I think, about 55 minutes. And all I remember from it, even though there was a healthy amount of people that watched it, which I was really excited about, but it was the comments and the appreciation that people gave in their support of how much they appreciated it, because it literally gave them a step-by-step walkthrough from beginning to end where we pretty much covered 99%, if not 100% of everything that you would really need to know on the kind of main or majority level. And that for me was one of the most fulfilling moments, because it showed me what putting a level of care and detail into a video can net you or can earn you, right, on that kind of return on investment of appreciation and enjoyment and this just kind of overwhelming level of positivity. And then now let's get into number two, which is, right, what type of content do I put out? How do I differ from other creators? So I'll show you a couple examples here of some content that I put out. And we'll show you this here. So, for example, this is something I have, which is the Everything Cod Spreadsheet, right? It just kind of covers a lot of different areas here where it's events that are happening on timelines, VIP store, right? We have VIP privilege. What are you going to find there? Village is still work in progress. We have units. We got talent trees. These were things I built out very early in the game's lifespan, right? So back in 2022. Notice board. Some information on kingdoms, right? Release dates, hero pairings, what are the heroes, factions, events, College of Order, your academy tech, right? If you just kind of want to be able to see that. This was kind of done before people were able to start getting more access, right, prior to global release. Pop-up bundles, right? What are those? We still have to add a little bit to this. Building info, behemoths, right? Where were they for season 1, right? What are they giving? What's their coordinates? Artifact pairings, artifacts, auger stones, right? How long do those last? What do they give you? What's the name? Etc. These are things even like Roots of War, right? This is kind of their AVA, Alliance versus Alliance, I'm going to say league, but matchmaking system, battlegrounds, we'll say. And so we have this here. We have a leaderboard, right, where you can see we have, we've documented almost 175 alliances here, right, that have given us information. We have matches, right? So if you want to look at recent matches, when were those matches taken, right? What week are we on currently? Alliance time slots we're adding to. We even do community questions and polls. right, where people think about migration, right, and then we actually make these public so that way people can view them if they want. When I was doing initial legendary pools, right, when the game was still in beta, because people were talking about, oh, well, I don't know if I want to come over to COD. I think the Rock legendary pools are still a little bit better, right? There was kind of a big discussion early on in the beta period. Behemoth Elite Raid times, who are the world record holders for fastest Elite Raid times in Season 1. Now we're even doing a Season 2 one because some of the things differ there, where not only do we tell you the time, the alliance, their home kingdom, we tell you the date it was done, and then if we have a video of it, right, then we have the video here that will show you. So if you want to use that as a reference or watch how they did it to try and beat their time. Then I even do top stats, probably one of my most favorite series that I do from the community, where I go across the kingdoms and I look at either up to all the kingdoms or up to a certain point, and we basically pull data from those kingdoms manually. Right, where I'll go in and I'll write these down so you can look at top servers, top alliances, strongest players, which kingdoms fight the most, which alliances fight the most, which players fight the most, which kingdoms have the most E5s, etc. Then I have this other one that we did, which we're starting, which is kind of kingdom health, right? So we'll kind of look at the beginning period of migration, the end period of migration, and kind of show you that, so you can see if there's any fluctuations or differences there from movement from one kingdom to another within their groups. And then I also have this new tab I actually just started, I think, today or the day before, which is KVK merges. So I kind of keep track of what are the upcoming merges, kind of just my cheat sheet for information, if you will. And then I guess the one thing I'll show you before we get to number 3 is, right, for those of you that are like, boss, do you really have all these accounts? Yeah, no, I do. So if I go to create new character, you can see I just made 242, but I guess 243 just came out an hour and a half ago. But you can see here, right, all the little people there. You can see these are accounts, and it only goes up to a certain point, so I'd have to show you from here, right? But you can see S10. These are all the accounts. All these numbers are accounts in the home kingdoms. So I have 242 accounts at the moment, or 242 characters, if you will. And all of these are meant so I can kind of keep tabs on kingdoms, I can research, I can study, I can continuously educate myself, and I can pull data from them. And again, this is something I love doing. Now, let's get to the last part, which is, or I guess I should say maybe the 2B, or second, almost the last part here, which is the type of content I like to do is I like to do things like interviews, I like to pull data, I like to be able to give a different perspective when I'm putting out content, aside from what I refer to as the bread and butter content, which is, putting out guides on how to level better, how to do hero pairings, artifact pairings, war peg guides, etc. Right? Those to me are kind of the bread and butter, right? Those are things that almost every creator is going to feel comfortable doing. But for me, doing the interviews, the data pulling, and displaying of those statistics, talking about kingdom management, alliance management, player psychology, the day-to-day experience of players, talking about kind of the state of affairs of the game, right? Understanding why things are being done a certain way, looking at trends, analyzing those, searching for common denominators. I love that type of stuff. And I find that the community has hopefully been enjoying some of that as well. Okie dokie, even though I only said some, let's now get to the third and final piece here, which is if you're interested in supporting my road to being a full-time content creator, I'm going to show you how and where you can go about doing that. So we officially started a Patreon, I think about a week ago. However, this is my first time really publicly promoting it, and we already have one patron, so shout out and appreciate. This really is simple. I didn't want to kind of go all out. I only got one tier, just $5 a month. I shouldn't say just $5 a month. That comes off bad. Hopefully it doesn't, but again, just so I could state that extra piece. If you want to support, I will put a link to this in the pinned comment description down below. This is my road to full-time content creation, right? My hope at one point in time would be to do this full-time, to where I can be a stay-at-home dad and be a full-time content creator, right? For my 3 little girls. Even though one is really little, one's in pre-K and the other one's already in elementary school. But these are some of the things that you get with it. Private Discord group chat for the patrons. You get a displayed role on my Discord / the creator Discord. And then there's also something special. And this is kind of a two-parter, because one is something where you'll get grandfathered in. So if you sign up to be a patron before, and I'm going to go really confident here, before I officially announce going full-time, right? Basically, once I am either making enough from YouTube and or Patreon and or anywhere else where I am consistently doing that month to month, at least for across a few months, to where I can say, okay, hey, this now makes sense for me to go. This is financially responsible and makes financial sense for me to say, okay, let's try this, right? Let's really see what we can do here. Then once I make that announcement, anyone who's a patron at that point will get grandfathered in with probably a unique role, some other unique things, and then something special. that will do. And I may still add to this for the what's included, but this was mainly because like I was saying, there was some people that were asking me, hey boss, we'd love to support, and this is the way that you can do it. So if you're interested, this is where you can go. This is what you get. And again, all I can say at this point is, if you're still here at this point for this almost 10-minute video, thank you. And for those of you that are able to sign up and that are in a position to do so, because I understand maybe not everyone is, then again, thank you. For those that watch and subscribe, thank you. It is again, I love what I do, and one of the reasons why you see me kind of do one-take videos in large part is, one, because I just enjoy it, and then two, which doesn't mean I'll never edit videos or maybe get an editor down the road, but then two, I just don't have a lot of time. Just understandably, working full-time, having 3 kiddos, and kind of life, or some things I'll just say, broadly speaking, to do. I kind of have to make the most of my available time. So with that in mind, that's going to do it for me. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. Comments, questions on anything, right? I'll try and answer. And I'm excited. That's, I think, where I'm really at this point. So happy I finally got this video out. That's going to do it for me. As always, until next time, I will catch y'all later.